Welcome to US Numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare 5-cent coins, those ordinary-looking coins that could actually be worth a fortune. From minting errors to low mintage surprises, these hidden gems might be sitting in your pocket right now. Stay tuned as we uncover the most valuable Jefferson nickels that every collector should know about. Top 1 today, we're shining a spotlight on the 1993 Jefferson Nickel, a coin that's far more interesting, mysterious, and potentially valuable than its 5-cent face value would suggest. That we are inviting all coin collectors, treasure hunters, and history lovers to listen closely, because this story might change the way you look at ordinary coins forever. While the Jefferson Nickel is one of the most common coins in American currency, the 1993 edition has a few rare secrets hidden beneath its simple design, and if you happen to find the right one, it could be worth a fortune. Let's begin with the basics. The Jefferson Nickel has been a part of American coinage since 1938, honoring Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. On the obverse, or front, of the coin, we see Jefferson's classic profile, and on the reverse, his beloved estate, Monticello, is beautifully engraved. Now, in 1993, the U.S. Mint struck millions of these nickels for regular circulation. Most of them were used in everyday transactions, quickly worn down by years of handling and circulation. But among those millions, a small handful stand out for very special reasons that have collectors hunting for them even now. That we are talking about error coins and rare minting variations, the kind that slip through the cracks at the mint but make it into the hands of the public, where their uniqueness makes them incredibly valuable. Point one of the most talked about types is the double die error, where parts of the design, like the words, "In God We Trust," or the date, 1993, appear slightly duplicated or shadowed. This happens when the coin die strikes the blank planchet more than once without perfect alignment. These coins are incredibly rare and extremely collectible. Another exciting error to look out for is the off-center strike. These coins are produced when the blank is misaligned with the dies, causing the design to be stamped off-center. Depending on how far off the strike is, these coins can become very valuable, especially if the date is still fully visible. There are also clipped planchet errors, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing because of a misfeed in the blank cutting machine. It's like a bite has been taken out of the coin, a mistake that turns a common nickel into a collectible gem. And here's something even more intriguing. Some 1993 Jefferson nickels are rumored to exist in proof-like finishes or with metal composition anomalies. While these are incredibly rare, they represent the kind of finds that can make a collector's heart race and a collection skyrocket in value. We are telling you all this not just to excite you, but to empower you. If you have a 1993 Jefferson nickel, examine it carefully. Look for sharp details, flawless surfaces, unusual strike patterns, or anything that seems off. And most importantly, check its condition. Coins that have been preserved in mint state or uncirculated condition, with strong luster and no signs of wear, are always worth significantly more than those that have been circulated. Collectors value rarity, condition, and uniqueness, and the 1993 Jefferson Nickel has all the potential to check every one of those boxes if the right coin is found. Now, let's get to the big reveal. The number you've been waiting for. If you are fortunate enough to own a 1993 Jefferson Nickel that features a rare minting error and is in pristine, uncirculated condition, its value could soar to a jaw-dropping $65,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $65,000 for a 5-cent coin. We are here to remind you that numismatics is not just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. Every coin tells a story, and some of those stories are worth more than gold. So go check your coin jars, search your old collections, and keep an eye out for that special nickel that could change your life. Top 2, we're zooming in on a coin that might be lying quietly in your change jar, completely unnoticed. But don't be fooled by its ordinary appearance, because the 1994 Jefferson Nickel might just be worth far more than 5 cents. In fact, if you find the right one, it could be worth a fortune. We are calling out to all coin collectors, hobbyists, and anyone with a love for American history and rare finds. You're about to discover why this humble nickel is capturing the attention of collectors across the country, and how a tiny minting mistake could lead to a massive payday. Let's start with the basics. The Jefferson nickel has been part of U.S. coinage since 1938, featuring the profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. By 1994, the design had remained largely unchanged for decades, but that doesn't mean all nickels from that year are the same. In fact, some carry hidden traits that make them incredibly rare and highly valuable. Millions of 1994 Jefferson nickels were struck for general circulation by the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and while most of them are common, a few came out just a little different, and those are the ones collectors dream of finding. That we are talking about minting errors, the accidental but valuable slip-ups made during the coin production process. These errors create unique coins that stand out, and when combined with great condition, they become true numismatic treasures. One of the rarest and most desirable types is the double die error. This happens when the coin die strikes the planchet, the blank metal disc, more than once but slightly off from the original alignment. The result is doubling in the lettering or design, particularly in God We Trust, Liberty, or the date, 1994. These doubling effects can be hard to spot without a magnifying glass, but once confirmed, they can significantly boost the coin's value. Another major error to look for is the off-center strike, a dramatic mistake where the design is misaligned on the coin, sometimes cutting off parts of Jefferson's profile or the Monticello building. The more off-center the coin is, while still showing the date, the more valuable it becomes. That we also have to mention clipped planchets, where the coin appears to have a small chunk missing from its edge. It's not damage, it's a striking mistake that collectors love. And then there are die cracks, cuts, and even strikes on the wrong metal planchets, which are extremely rare but incredibly valuable when discovered. But rarity is only one part of the equation. Condition matters just as much. Most coins from 1994 were used, spent, and passed around hundreds of times, leaving them scratched, worn, and faded. But if you happen to have a 1994 Jefferson nickel that is in uncirculated or mint state condition, with original luster and sharp details, its value can skyrocket, especially if it includes one of the rare errors we mentioned. Collectors around the world hunt for these kinds of coins because they represent more than just currency. They're a window into the complex and fascinating world of minting, history, and accidental brilliance. That we are urging you to check your nickels carefully. Look at the date, examine the design, and inspect both sides under good light or a magnifying glass. That seemingly ordinary coin in your pocket could turn out to be something truly extraordinary. And now, here's the moment every coin lover waits for. If you own a 1994 Jefferson nickel that features a rare minting error, and it's in pristine, uncirculated condition, then congratulations. Top 3. Yes, we're talking about the 1999 Jefferson nickel, a coin that millions of Americans have handled, but only a few lucky collectors know holds a secret that could change everything. That we are inviting all coin collectors, curious treasure hunters, and history lovers to listen very carefully. This is not just another nickel. This is a story about rarity, error, and the incredible value that can hide in plain sight. So, get ready, because this might just be the most surprising 5-cent coin you'll ever hear about. Let's begin with the basics. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American currency since 1938, featuring the familiar profile of President Thomas Jefferson on the front, and his historic estate Monticello on the back. The design stayed mostly the same until the early 2000s, when the Westward Journey series brought major changes. But in 1999, just before those changes began, the US Mint released one of the final runs of the classic Jefferson design, and that's where the mystery begins. In 1999, the Philadelphia and Denver mints produced millions of Jefferson nickels. Most of them are still circulating today or sitting in coin jars around the country. But as always, within those millions, a few extraordinary coins slipped through the cracks, coins with rare minting errors, unusual characteristics, or ultra-high-grade preservation that make them worth far more than their face value. We are talking about coins that collectors are desperately searching for, and that you might already have without even knowing it. Let's break down what makes the 1999 Jefferson nickel special. First, error coins. These are the hidden gems in the coin world. In 1999, several types of errors occurred, and the most valuable ones include double die errors, where parts of the coin's design, like the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," appear doubled because of a misalignment during the minting process. These doubled features are small but very noticeable with the right tools, and they make the coin incredibly rare. Next, we have the off-center strikes, coins that were stamped improperly, causing the design to be misaligned or missing partially from one side. The more dramatic the off-center strike, especially if the date is still visible, the more desirable the coin becomes. You should also be on the lookout for clipped planchet errors, which look like someone took a bite out of the coin. This happens when the metal blank used to make the coin was not fully punched, resulting in a missing piece. It's a mint mistake that's extremely popular among collectors. Then there's another level of rarity, strikes on the wrong planchet. Imagine a nickel being struck on a dime or foreign coin blank. These are ultra rare, often discovered only by experienced collectors, and can command huge premiums in the market. We are also talking about grade and condition. A 1999 Jefferson nickel that's been heavily used isn't worth much. But if you happen to own one that is in mint state condition, meaning it has no signs of wear, perfect sharpness, and that original mint luster, then you've got something truly special. Grading services like PCGS and NGC play a big role in determining a coin's value. The higher the grade, the higher the price. Some coins graded MS67 or higher, especially if they also feature a rare error, can fetch staggering amounts at auctions and among collectors. And now, for the part you've been waiting for, the number that turns heads. If you are lucky enough to own a 1999 Jefferson nickel with a rare minting error and preserved in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, you could be holding a coin worth up to $71,000. That's right, $71,000 for a nickel. We are telling you this because treasures don't always look like gold bars or ancient artifacts. Sometimes, they're disguised as everyday coins, hiding in plain sight. Top 4, we're focusing on a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but holds extraordinary value for those who know what to look for. That coin is the 2001 Jefferson Nickel. If you're a coin enthusiast or even just someone who enjoys uncovering hidden treasures, listen carefully, because this could be a game changer for you. The Jefferson nickel has been an iconic part of U.S. currency for over 80 years, with Thomas Jefferson's portrait gracing the front and his beloved Monticello estate on the back. By 2001, the mint was still producing this classic design, but hidden among the millions of nickels struck that year are some rare and highly sought-after error coins. These mistakes and unique variations can transform a simple 5-cent piece into a collector's dream. What makes the 2001 Jefferson nickel so special? First, it's important to understand that coins are produced in massive quantities with machines that operate at incredible speeds. While the process is designed to be flawless, sometimes errors occur, and these errors are often the key to rarity and value. One of the most prized types of error for the 2001 Jefferson nickel is the double die error. This occurs during the coin's minting when the die stamps the coin more than once, but slightly misaligned. The result? You get doubled letters or numbers, often noticeable in areas like the word liberty, the motto, "In God We Trust," or the date itself. These doubled die nickels are exceptionally rare because only a small number slip through quality control to make it into circulation. Another fascinating error to watch for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank doesn't line up properly in the press, causing part of the design to be cut off or shifted. Off-center strikes that still clearly show the date and important design features can fetch a premium price, especially when combined with a sharp strike in uncirculated condition. There's also the clipped planchet error, where the coin looks as if it has a chunk missing from its edge. This occurs because the metal blank wasn't fully punched out before striking, creating a distinctive bite out of the coin. Clipped planchets are fascinating anomalies that collectors are eager to add to their collections. We can't forget to mention die cracks and cuts, small raised lines or blobs caused by cracks or chips in the coin die itself. These minute imperfections can help identify rare varieties and add uniqueness to the coin, but rarity alone doesn't guarantee value. Condition is everything. A 2001 Jefferson nickel that's worn from years of circulation will never command the prices that one in pristine, mint state condition will. Mint state coins maintain their original luster, sharpness, and detail, making them far more desirable for collectors and investors alike. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC certify these conditions and help determine the market value. A 2001 Jefferson nickel with a significant error and a high grade from one of these services could be worth an extraordinary amount. So, why all this excitement about a nickel from 2001? Because some of these rare and well-preserved error nickels have been known to sell for astonishing amounts. Here comes the reveal. If you own a 2001 Jefferson nickel that features a rare minting error and is in flawless, uncirculated condition, you could be holding a coin worth as much as $85,000. Yes, $85,000 for a single nickel. We are here to remind you that every coin has a story, and sometimes those stories hide incredible value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual enthusiast, never overlook the power of rare mint errors in top-tier condition. So next time you come across a 2001 Jefferson nickel, take a moment to examine it closely, under good light, maybe with a magnifying glass. You might be staring at a small piece of history worth a small fortune. Top 5. We're talking about the 2016 Jefferson nickel, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and experts alike because of some incredible rarities and minting errors that could make it incredibly valuable. The Jefferson nickel has been a beloved piece of American currency since 1938, featuring the iconic profile of Thomas Jefferson on the front and his Monticello estate on the back. While many people think newer coins don't hold much value beyond their face worth, 2016 proved to be a very special year for Jefferson nickels. Let's unpack what makes this particular year's nickel stand out and why collectors are excited. Millions of 2016 Jefferson nickels were minted for everyday circulation, but among them, there are a handful of rare varieties and error coins that have become highly sought after. These errors happen during the minting process, the complex and fast-moving operation that produces billions of coins every year. When the process slips up, it creates unique, one-of-a-kind coins that collectors will pay top dollar for. One of the most fascinating errors to look for is the double die variety. This occurs when the coin die strikes the planchet twice, slightly misaligned, causing a noticeable doubling effect on key details like the date, Liberty, or In God We Trust. On a 2016 nickel, these double details can be subtle but become a true rarity once confirmed by an expert. Next up are off-center strikes, coins where the design is not properly aligned during stamping, resulting in part of the image being cut off or shifted. Off-center strikes can range from minor to extreme, and the more dramatic the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date remains fully visible. There's also the clipped planchet error, where the coin looks like it has a bite taken out of its edge. This happens when the metal blank isn't fully cut before striking. Such coins stand out instantly and are prized for their uniqueness. Sometimes, you may even find strikes on the wrong planchet, for example, a nickel being struck on a penny blank or a foreign coin blank. These types of mistakes are extremely rare and can command incredible prices at auction, but rarity alone isn't enough to skyrocket value. The condition of the coin plays a critical role. A heavily worn nickel from 2016 won't command much more than 5 cents, but a 2016 Jefferson nickel with one of these errors, preserved in flawless mint state condition, meaning it looks fresh from the mint with original shine and crisp details, can be a game changer. Grading services like PCGS and NGC help certify these coins' condition and authenticity, often driving up the value significantly. Collectors seek these certified coins because they know exactly what they're getting and can trust in the quality. So why are collectors so captivated by the 2016 Jefferson nickel? Because it's a prime example of how even modern coins, ones you might think are too recent to be valuable, can hide secrets that turn them into prized collectibles. Now, here's the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to own a 2016 Jefferson nickel with a rare minting error, perfectly preserved in uncirculated condition, you could be holding a coin worth an astonishing $92,000. Yes, $92,000 for a single nickel. This isn't just a story about coins. It's a story about patience, attention to detail, and the thrill of discovery. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, never underestimate the potential value lurking in everyday currency. So the next time you come across a 2016 Jefferson nickel, take a closer look. You never know if you're holding one of the most valuable nickels in the world. If you loved this video and want to uncover more amazing coin stories and valuable finds, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We've got plenty more treasures coming your way.